Come on, sweetie. Come on, come and do the interview. Yes, come on, come. The camera's on. We've already started the interview. There we go. Maybe she'll come and enjoy us. So we're here. Come a little closer. So we're here with Roy and Mike, and this is Operation Chris Beaver out here in Wingate Farm in Wind Gap, Pennsylvania. Try to say that. Remember that 10 times. You guys have been out here for what, a couple weeks, a couple months out here in PA?
Months, yeah.
With her and another group of horses too?
Right. Yeah, stable with 9.
Yeah, so she's what? She was Jersey sired or stake sired, or what was the game plan with her?
Yeah, she's Jersey sired, raced in the sire stakes.
Last week in the gears, right? It was like the same trip. She was all the way to we know both lines work. She could steer left, she could steer right, because you got to do this zigzag both weeks. She was flying at the end. That's like her trip. Is that what you guys train her to do, or you would prefer a nice easy race, go to the front, nobody pressures her, and you win by 5 lengths? What do you guys prefer watching the race?
Well, you know, she's kind of morphed into this. When we started, you know, in the sire stakes, she had been on the front and close to the front, but now the last couple of weeks she's kind of come from the back. It's kind of her MO now. Like, she loves that. She loves a target, and she loves chasing horses. So.
And you watching the race, what do you prefer? How do you prefer her to race, or is it just whatever is best for her? You don't really carry the stress of you onto her, right?
Probably like the ideal thing is just like a second over trip to the top of the lane and tip out, but I mean, that's kind of second or third over or something was probably would be better than getting away last and having to weave through horses to try and get up to the.
It's always fun to just watch your horse fan out at the top of the stretch and blow by horses. You're like, yes, that's my girl, right?
Yeah.
Last week, again, post 9, we're in the elims. We going left, we going right. You're watching on TV. Do you guys watch the races? Like, or do you have, do you have to watch it as this is my girl and I have to figure out how to make her better? Or you watch it as a fan and be like, oh, can we just find room?
Now we're watching it, trying to figure out ways to make her better.
Okay, so you're always on game.
Yeah.
What about when you watch the replay the next day? Is that something where you're like, okay, yes, I definitely like to watch her win a couple times?
Yeah, it's going into the elim there, 9-hole, and you're kind of a little nervous, but you do everything right all week, and then I had no worries about the 9-hole. She got away last, and I thought, it should be all right. You're thinking 5th or better, and
right.
And so Scotty puts her in an open road.
It's like everybody went right, and she went left, and I've got great GoPro footage. It's like, we're going left, we're going right, Timmy's going left, Andy's going right, you're going, and it's like, okay, we're just gonna keep rotating in the back. And was that kind of how you figured the race was gonna pan out? Oh, like just no flow on the outside, and
Not at all.
Not at all, no.
I mean, and same thing the week before. She's left, she's right, she's zigzagging, and then she finds a way up, and she finished 3rd, I think.
She was 3rd, yeah. And raging, yeah.
So you were absolutely confident going into this week.
I was, yeah. I knew if Scotty just let her do her thing and, stay trotting, that she'd be fine.
And you guys had no worries about new driver, because Sears drove her the week before, Scotty's driving her now, so week to week it doesn't matter?
Scotty, he's a good driver. Sears is probably the best, but Scotty's very good too.
They're okay. They're okay. They've won a couple of these races, like they're fine, right?
Yeah, Scotty's very good too, so there's really no worries.
It's almost like that drive is probably, Scotty may be the best at that kind of drive, weaving his way through and just saving his horse until the end. Like if you had a horse that was good, we all know these guys are good on the front with good horses, but when you get a trip like that, Scotty may be one of the best in that situation.
That had to be the drive of the year right there.
Yeah,
so far.
Drive of the year. Does she make your job easier during the week? Like, is she easy to be in the barn? Here she's being turned out every day. She's not cooperating by coming here and doing the interview. She clearly does her own thing, right?
She does, yeah.
She's very good. She's professional about everything. No problem at all. Yeah.
So like we've seen both in the Oaks and the Hambletonian, horses are not exactly cooperating with their drivers. They're a little hard to deal with. Maybe they have a certain way they have to be driven. So does it make it a lot easier when you check a horse up, when you've had her during the week, you check her up and you're like, yeah, I don't really have to worry about, oh, is she going to get jammed up? Is she grabby? She only has to race a certain way. We can race from behind and she's going to come flying at the end. It's got to make it easier on you guys, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. She's just, she's been pretty much the same every time we race her. I mean, you know, a couple issues that we worked out, but, you know, the good thing going into the race, you know, we have good people. Chris, he has a good schedule, and very, very smart, very good horseman. So you talk to Chris, you know, we're here and something's not right, you call Chris, say, hey, this and that, and very good input. So
I'm giving you guys a chance here to take all the credit in the world, and
No.
you're putting it all on the filly
Oh.
as if anybody could train her. So take some credit here and be like, no,
She's not that easy. But
oh yeah, right, there we go.
She
She's
makes
not
it-
that easy. Oh, you should see her.
she makes it a lot easier. Though.
She-
She's professional about everything, so it makes it a whole lot easier.
There we go. So we got the draw today. We're recording this before the draw. This is probably going to come out shortly after the draw, because you know we have to edit and all that stuff, make you guys look good. But we're guaranteed a good post. But clearly,
Right.
post doesn't matter for her. So didn't even we won the elim. That's fantastic to guarantee a good post. But if there's one horse in the race that the post doesn't matter, it's her.
right.
So, did you waste the win on the elim? Is what I'm saying. Would you have rather finished 5th and just win the Oak? That's what I'm saying to you.
Oh yeah, all day long. Yeah. I mean, but
I don't know what a great feeling that was, just to win the elim. But yeah, you gotta win the final.
Got to win the final,
Gotta
right?
win the
What
final.
about the other race? We had Lady Chaos and Bella Bellini, the
Mhm.
Breeders' Crown champ, facing. There we go. Come on, sweetie. Make it. There we go. Come into the frame. There we go. Lady Chaos and Bella Bellini just battling it out for about 3/8, maybe half a mile,
Right.
which was kind of nice.
don't hit the camera.
Don't bite. No, bite the camera. I'm totally okay with it. We'll just bill the Meadowlands and Hambletonian Society if she destroys the camera. Sweet, right? Yeah, good girl. Yep, there we go. Just right into our shot. There you go. Watching Lady Chaos, because you were in the later race.
Right.
So watching Bella Bellini and Lady Chaos with You Oughta Dream closing fast in the end. Did you get a little stomach? You're like, oh boy, that's them some tough fillies. But then, no, she does her job and kind of steps up her game as well.
Absolutely puts us right there with them. I mean, you watch those kind of horses, and you know, you're always watching who you're going to be in with, and you know, I think she'd go right with them. I think she could beat them.
She could beat him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, is there, you leave it up to the driver to be like, okay, you guys discuss strategy, you guys figure it out, or is that something, just leave it up to them? They've won these races plenty of times, right?
Yeah, that's my thoughts. Leave it up to them, you know. But when it comes down to it, it's Chris's decision what he wants to tell him, and you know.
There we go. Showing off for the camera.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what we love to see. But clearly, I mean, she's not just, I mean, this is a normal, this is a normal thing. If she's going to come up to you like that, clearly you guys, clearly she knows what she's doing, and it's a good relationship. So it's nice, right?
Oh yeah, I love her.
So we going to enjoy this week? Or is it more stress than you've ever felt ever in your life? Like, let's just get through this week and no more of this big Oaks race. Let's go back to B-level stakes.
Right. I told Chris last night. I said I don't stress about anything. Nothing bothers me. I sleep right through. But the other night, you know, I wake up 2 or 3 times in the night and I'm like, man, we got to do this. We got to do that. You know,
Before the
just-
Oaks or after the elim?
After the elim.
After the,
Yeah.
okay, so now that she won the elim,
Right.
she's on everybody's right now like, oh man, okay, I'm not sleeping this week. Are you sleeping this week?
Oh,
He sleeps fine. Okay, he sleeps fine. So you're the worry ward of the group. So it's good to have both of you guys. He's like, no, don't worry, she'll be fine. Just whatever, she'll be
good
fine.
balance, yeah.
But you're like, no, we gotta double check things. So do we want to enter a big race after this week, or we'll figure it out and we won't be stressed anymore?
Yeah, that's Chris's decision. I'm glad I don't have to make that. But yeah, it's all about this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just get through it.
And what, we have detention, what, Friday afternoon?
Yeah.
So is that when you're finally going to maybe take a breath? Get her up there, get her settled into detention, and then just be like, okay, there's nothing else we can do? Or you don't
Absolutely.
even worry, you still are worried literally until you guys check her up?
And no, like it's funny you bring that up because I took her into detention last week, and when she was in there, it was like, okay, Everything's done now.
Everything's done. And
Yeah.
she's clearly a good horse that you're not worried about in detention or anything like that, away from her home, because that's always a stress.
Mhm.
You know, people are always worried about it. But she makes it easier on you guys?
Yeah, she's nothing really bothers her, not much. You know, she's pretty. You know, some horses will be in there and be trying to climb the walls and all that. With her, she just kind of.
So overall, again, it makes your job easier when the horses
Yeah.
do their job on and off the track. Because again, we're gonna see it, and you've got competitors that have that issue. So you're kind of hoping, hey, you know, listen, I love horses, but I'm okay if that horse doesn't sleep tonight, right? I'm okay if that, right? Like,
Oh, definitely.
because these are the type of things that you train all year for. You can't just throw the horse into a situation. And if you train for, it's like I always say, when you see little rugrats running around Walmart, right?
Oh yeah.
And you're like, well, if they were behaved at home, they would behave out in Walmart. So clearly she's behaved here. You guys are doing a good job. So when you go on the road and throw something at her, no problem, right?
No worries.
No
Yep.
worries.
It all starts at home, right?
Yeah, all starts at home. So and I'll let you get, guys, you got to go to Pocono. She's out here having fun. You got to get back to work. So we'll stop bothering you guys. Let you get back to work, unless it's just straight to normal, right? For you guys?
Back to normal.
Yep,
That's it.
back to normal. So good luck, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.